Good morning from Limpopo province in South Africa, folks. A few weeks ago on my program, I cautioned South Africans about submitting fraudulent documents to the U.S. government if they're refugee aspirants. Some people seem to think that that's the answer if they're having difficulty getting documents. Unfortunately, it's not the answer. If you submit fraudulent documents to the U.S. government, as I predicted a few weeks back, that will likely make you ineligible. And just recently, a couple of days ago, the U.S. government posted online on its X account that, in fact, if you submit fraudulent documents, you will become ineligible. So what am I talking about? Well, specifically, there are people running around telling South Africans that they will get you your documents, your unabridged birth certificate, or your marriage or death or divorce certificate, things like that, within 1 to 5 days if you pay them. Well, I'm not saying that's impossible, but I'm going to tell you what. If you think that it's impossible for people who work at Home Affairs, not all of them are honest people. There's dishonest people in every organization, but if you think it's impossible for people who work at Home Affairs to steal passport books and blank documents and sell them to forgers and make money, and the forgers then give you forged documents? If you think the U.S. government is naive enough not to understand a forged document in South Africa, you're making a grave mistake, and you're making your family ineligible to go to the United States on the refugee program. Unfortunately, people don't listen to me. I said last year that lying to the government is a mistake. Submitting forged documents is a lie. Now, for those of you who say, but I didn't make the documents, I'm not a fraudster. Well, that may very well be the case. You may be a wonderful human being. But much like the person who takes money and passes it to someone else, unknowingly, unwittingly passing counterfeit currency, they don't arrest the counterfeiter. The police are called, and you're the one arrested for passing counterfeit bills. While that's unfair, that is the reality. Do not participate in submitting forged documents to the U.S. government. It will make you ineligible for the refugee program, otherwise eligible. And if you are in a desperate situation where you've been persecuted, you've just now consigned yourself to remaining in South Africa and continuing to be persecuted. Some people may not want to hear this news. That's too bad. Some people can't handle the truth. The United States and Europe are not Africa. The magic piece of paper that South Africans carry in their billfold when they get pulled over and they pull out that special form, the R200 note, that doesn't fly in the United States. It doesn't fly in Europe. If you try that, like submitting fraudulent documents, you're likely to be caught. And if you're caught, then you're considered a fraudster or a dishonest and untrustworthy person. Now, this is not a statement about any person in particular or South Africans in general. I'm just telling you the reality, folks. I cautioned people a few weeks ago. People choose not to believe me when I do my analysis. They act as if I'm just someone who sits around, eats crisp on his lounge chair, and just pontificates and tells stories, disregarding my experience, my success in analyzing and predicting things across a range of topics and situations. So instead, you could choose to ignore my advice and go for it. But I guarantee you the U.S. government is not naive, and they will discover that you've submitted fraudulent documents, and you will end your dream of going to America, should you so desire. Again, I'm just telling folks the way things are. If you don't like the truth, if you can't handle the truth, that's not my issue. It's your issue. For those of you who listen, I realize it's difficult and frustrating to get documents from Home Affairs. Some offices are better than other offices. What I suggest you do is talk to other South Africans or watch the program and listen to the chat when people offer advice on go to this office, for example, in Centurion versus the one in, Pretoria. So my point here is that do not take the shortcut. Shortcuts don't work in America. They don't work in Europe. All they do is get you in trouble. All right. So just offering you sound advice. It's yours to take or ignore. And I wish you all the very best. Once again, I don't encourage anyone to leave South Africa. This is the most amazing country with the most amazing people from all groups, all languages, fascinating people, Khoi, San, Venda, Xhosa, Afrikaner, Portuguese, Zulu. Amazing people, amazing country. Unfortunately, it's been utterly destroyed by corrupt politicians who are more interested in their venal self-promotion and enrichment than being servant leaders and serving the citizens of South Africa, black, white, and brown. That's the reality. So I wish you all the very best. Godspeed, and don't submit fraudulent documents. Cheers.